And the son beside them couldn't stand it and couldn't help teasing them. Before his wife went out, the husband put his own scarf around his wife's neck and told his wife to take good care of herself. However, when the woman arrived at the hospital and took off the scarf to get ready for work, she suddenly found a strand of golden hair on the scarf. The wife couldn't help but suspect that her husband had betrayed her. Even when she was at work, she was full of anxiety and couldn't concentrate at all. With great difficulty, she waited until it was time to get off work. The wife, as usual, went to the school to pick up her son. While waiting, she couldn't help observing the hair of the people around her. Just when the wife began to suspect that she was overthinking things, her husband's assistant suddenly came up to greet her. When she saw the assistant's golden hair, alarm bells went off in the woman's heart. She deliberately tried to get more information from the assistant and unexpectedly learned that her husband had already gotten off work at that time. The wife's face immediately turned pale because her husband had never come home before 8 o'clock. So this meant that he had deliberately concealed his whereabouts, and no one knew where he had gone. That night, the husband opened the door on time. The wife pretended to casually ask her husband what time he got off work, but the husband still replied that it was 8 o'clock and showed no signs of guilt. The next day, the wife decided to get off work early and wait downstairs at her husband's company. Sure enough, she found that her husband had walked out of the company gate at 5 p.m. With a complicated mood, the wife secretly drove and tailed him. But what she never expected was that her husband drove to his mother's house. The wife stubbornly followed him. It was not until she saw with her own eyes that her husband was staying by his mother's side that she believed she had wrongly accused her husband. However, when she got home, she learned from the servant a piece of news that was like a bolt from the blue to her.